Hello everyone, I'm CoolGuy, welcome back, and we have a quick video today, but it has a lot of useful information in it. Today we're going to be talking about melee mods, very useful ability for any subclass. Now the gameplay in the background is with the Hunter's Way of 1,000 Cuts skill tree. I'm going to be reviewing the subclass in the near future, and actually this subclass is what inspired me to go out and get a full set of melee mods. But first, let's talking about farming mods a little bit. They did patch the Braytech Scout farming method. It was really good. But another way is to wait for the rotating daily story missions and wait for the mission Nothing Left to Say. This is the final mission of the Forsaken campaign. You start the mission and speed run right up to the Fanatic. It takes about a minute to get there, a minute or two. You defeat him, he has a guaranteed drop every time, and those drops have mods on them. He drops a helmet, he drops a chest piece. It comes with super mods mostly, recovery mods. I've seen a couple different ones. He also drops weapons, mostly edge transits. But even those, right? I've gotten about 5 counterbalance mods out of this farm. It works really well. So you can keep the mods or dismantle them for the pieces. It's a grind, but if the gunsmith is selling a mod that you want, here's kind of an answer to try to get that to farm it. If you get a full fire team of 3, do this farm, you blow right through it. It takes 5 or 6 minutes. You just relaunch the mission and do it all over again. And let me tell you, the melee mods do have a place. With what the armor perks have on them, with what kind of builds you can make, the combinations are endless. And before we get into the builds, let's talk about the most important thing, the actual melee mod and the cooldowns. Your base melee cooldown is 1 minute 36 seconds. You add on one mod, it drops to 1 minute 14 seconds. It takes 22 seconds off. Add a second mod, 1 minute cooldown, it takes 14 seconds off the last one. 3 mods added, 51 seconds, it takes 9 seconds off the last. 4 mods, 44 seconds, 5 mods, 38 seconds, and then 7, then 6. The fastest possible cooldown for your melee is 38 seconds when you put a mod on every single piece of your gear. It takes a total of 58 seconds off of your base, and when you add up the time taken off of each mod, 22, 14, 9, 7, 6, that equals 58 seconds, which again is the time taken off of the base cooldown. Remember, there are armor perks like Outreach on your armor, reduces melee cooldown when using a class ability. You have perks in your skill trees that reduce your melee cooldown. If the Monte Carlo ever comes back, remember what these mods can do. And I am loving the Ophidius Faith Way of 1,000 Cuts. It's such a fun time. Endless knives with this subclass. Hands-on for my helmet for bonus super energy on melee kills. Pair that with Outreach, again, very fun class, but think about the possibilities here. If you do decide to run melee mods, you need to ask yourself how far you really want to take it. Is 5 mods necessary? Sometimes no, sometimes yeah. Do you want to spread those mods around? Maybe you just use one melee mod, because 22 seconds is a huge chunk off of your base cooldown. Maybe you spread it around where you have a Paragon mod, recovery mod, melee super, and just kind of put everything down a little bit on your cooldowns. I only have the 5 mods set up for the Hunter, because mods are really tough to get, a long time to farm, so I don't really have all 3 different characters to show. But you can really start scheming some things up. I mean, Titan, ACD feedback fins, Insurmountable Skull Fort, Arc melee kills grant health and melee energy, the Syntheseps, Worm God Caress, melee kills increase melee damage, the MK44 stand-asides, Peacekeepers. Titans like to punch things and ramming their shoulder into things. Cutting down your charge by essentially a minute is huge. That's another way to really look at it. When you put on 5 mods, it pretty much takes off a minute. Warlocks, you have the Karnsteins, the Sunbracers, longer solar charge and melee kills restore them. Winter's Guile, melee kills increase melee damage. The Claws of Ahamkara, those are one of my favorite gloves of all time in Destiny. You put on a hands-on helmet, maybe some Bloom and the Void Walker, and it's a lot of fun stuff. The Hunter, Ophidius Faith, Sealed Ahamkara Grasp. A lot of options, right? Hunter also has the Gambler's Dodge. You can reset your melee just by shade stepping close to an enemy. Lots of options. It depends on if you really want to go all in for a melee build. Maybe you want to use the new Stormcaller melee with the Claws of Ahamkara on a Warlock. That's actually what I'm going for. A knife build for the Hunter, a shoulder charge build for the Titan. A melee build is 100% a thing, going all in for a melee build. You go all in on that and work your playstyle to that, you can have some really good games in PvP and have a lot of fun in PvE. And any exotic that gives you 2 melee charges is top tier out of the gate when you add on all 5 mods, and any perk that grants melee energy or super energy on melee kills is ideal. But I want to know if you've tried any subclasses with 5 melee mods. What do you think about it? And also, whether you have or you haven't, what would be a good setup? I mean, start really thinking about the exotics, the subclasses, what would really pair well together. Let's talk about it in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.